Welcome to the Drunken Halo podcast.
Shit doesn't get old, dude.
I'm your host, Oreo, and this is not the Drunken Halo podcast. This is Pig's Pod, and today we're talking about destiny. What is your destiny? And today with me is, as always, Q-Stick. Hello,
What is
Q.
up, my dearest friend and homie?
Oh, you make me feel so good inside. Oh,
I feel like that was forced.
It was a little bit forced, I'm not gonna lie.
I knew it was fake. Well, somebody that's not fake, Mr. What do we call you? Switch to the ditch Jackson?
Switch to the Jackson, baby.
Yeah, Swiss Jackson.
S to the WITCH.
Sub ladies.
I had to slow that down. I wasn't sure if
Says
I
the
spelled
married
that right.
man.
That's why he's calling him out right away. He's like, "Sup, ladies? Just got to let you know right off the top, I'm married."
Oh, so get this. I'm a complete side note. I'm gonna just completely like throw us off, into a random tangent.
Okay.
So I'm sitting here looking at the Facebook information, like all of our page settings and whatnot. Believe it or not, on the 19th of this month, we have an unlike. Somebody unliked us.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw one unlike. He's never gonna, or he or she is never gonna hear this, so we can talk all kinds of shit about it.
You know who it probably was? Drunken Halo.
Well, see, the funny part of it is even though we lost a like, we gained 2 because we're net 1.
Yeah.
So
I want to know why they unliked. What did we do? Were you putting up naked pictures, or I didn't see anything?
I think that would garnish you a like.
it happens.
What did we do? Did we offend somebody where they're like, "Oh, they're so politically incorrect here. I got to get out of here."
Oh, those PCs. I mean, we gotta look out for the political correctness.
Or maybe we were too PC and they got offended by that.
Maybe you were too PC. Yeah, maybe it was just
They're
not
like, this is
politically
bullshit.
correct enough.
This is the politically correct gaming podcast. It's not what I signed up for. This is bullshit.
Come on.
They were waiting for us to call somebody out, make a racist joke or something. I haven't put up pictures of Q in his sheets for 6 or 7 episodes now.
Yeah,
Maybe that's the problem.
Yeah, he puts me up in my white sheets and pine cross, and I immediately go out and get a webcam and make sure I don't have to go through this shit again.
Yeah, he didn't have.
Oh, you were not aware of this?
He didn't have a webcam for one episode, and I found a picture of a KKK
I watched that
member in
episode. That was the last stream I watched.
It was funny because he didn't know about it for like 20-30 seconds.
Yeah, it's his other hobby.
Yeah, I know. Right now he's wearing black. He's trying to disassociate himself with anything white or sheet-like.
No, to be
doesn't have
100%
any
honest,
sheet
I
cake.
was wearing a work shirt, and I'm like, I am not sporting my work shirt while doing this podcast. What the fuck?
He's all
Right, y'all-
playing. He's all playing.
Fucking ads.
Is that a clan meeting something notification?
No, that's somebody that won't pay for Twitch that we still have ads.
Ah, fucking guy.
Wherever that might be.
I give Amazon enough money already. I was saying the other day they need to add that to Amazon Prime. Put your Twitch shit, just wrap it
actually
all
be
in
kinda
one thing. Yeah, I know. I need to call, what's that bald guy that owns Amazon? I need to call him up. Hey, got $1 million idea for you.
He's too busy developing drones.
Fuck, dude. He's all bitching that the FCC approved his drones, and they're like 3 versions ago. The ones they approved are fucking obsolete. They're like, oh, those are out back in the trash. We got rid of those. That was like $4 billion ago. We don't care about that shit anymore. Oh, Q's left the building early. Oh, is he already on his second
it's beer 30 already.
Beer. Beer number 2. How long?
Sorry, guys. This podcast is gonna be cut short by the fact that Q's got to go drink his ass off now.
No, if you
How long are we into the
especially-
podcast past the official intro, and you're on beer 2?
Technically, since I've been waiting on you,
You should turn your
It's
bass
really-
down.
it-
That way
it's really beer
official.
3.
Holy shit.
Welcome to Drunken Halo.
Yeah. Wow. How you doing, Travis? I didn't know you were visiting Virginia.
No, it's not quite yet the next beer. I'm about
You
2/3 of the way through it.
You might as well turn your bass down and just start reminiscing about the past.
Oh, shoot. No, I just, I figured here's an opportunity for me to, to go get my beer. But if you go back and listen to a lot of our early episodes, you can hear Q-Stick progressively get drunk. Because back then I was drinking my homemade wine, and that stuff was like, I could put in my I Heart Geeks cup over there. I could fit a whole bottle of wine in it, and I was like 2 of those. And by the end, because back then what we would do with our programming is we would do the show, and then we would go back to the beginning and record the intro. So what happens is I'm really fucking tore up when we do the intro, and then I'm sober again. And then you hear that progression all the way through it because it's like, slurred speech and everything. And
that,
I'm like, I'm hustling Oreo through it to hurry up because I've got to pee.
Yeah, those are good shows. What are we doing now? We need to redo that. Fuck it. All right, you need to get
Leave the
super
same-
smashed. We're gonna do an intro with you just. Okay.
All
right.
beer.
On it.
Welcome to Heather.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing.
You're just
So-
This is Pig's podcast. I'm Q.
It happens.
I'm drunk.
Yeah, that was kind of like the first couple of episodes.
welcome. I'm drunk, and I've been drinking Q sticks. Okay, what are
So-
we talking about today? Destiny.
Up there.
Destiny.
You see it?
Yeah. The whole reason why
Destiny.
I'm here, Destiny, right?
Yeah.
That's why I got drug out into this.
That's all Switch
Into this
cares
thing.
about. Destiny.
That's all I care about.
That's all
It's
you
on the
care about.
priority list.
What is it? 1, 2, 3, 1,
Like 2.
2. All right. I don't think your wife listens. You can say 1. It's okay.
Yeah, I was going to say, is Lady Switch listening tonight?
No, Lady Switch is not listening to
Or
Right,
this.
is she
yeah.
working?
Nah, she's actually at home.
Oh.
But no.
Hmm.
I told her we were gonna be talking about it. She's like, yeah, I don't care about Destiny. It's like, yeah, okay.
If we do a WoW episode, I'll have her down. How about that?
What's a podcast?
Yeah.
I
I
wanna
had to
be-
explain that one to I was at my grandparents today, and I had to explain to them, A, what a podcast was, and then kind of what the hell Destiny is. That was a fun conversation.
How old are they? Like 100?
30 years old.
Yeah. What's this garbage? Back in my day, our Destiny was a smaller cell phone. Remember when cell phones like got smaller? And now we're going back. We're on a roller coaster of cell phone sizes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fucking, that's Apple for you. Bullshit. See, that's why I don't buy Apple. Fuck Apple.
Well, see, what it is it's the battery. That's the whole reason why we're getting to larger and larger cell phones. Is because we're needing a larger and larger battery to power the phone.
Yeah,
No,
but
let's
nobody
be honest,
nobody
it's all
buys it because it's a fucking. They're like, oh, dude, look at this screen. There must be a huge battery behind it. Nobody.
It's all about compensation for penis size.
Yeah,
that's what this
it
is all about.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's why my phone isn't very big. Just saying. It's an old model.
So where do you want to start tonight?
I want to start when you're drunk. I'm gonna do a drunken Destiny pod. We can start the Drunken Destiny podcast.
I am actually down for this. We can do this.
How do you? I'm trying to. I gotta say, I haven't listened to Drunken Halo in so long. I can't remember their format or how they do it.
Well,
There's
you
a format to Drunken Halo.
you open with either a Bob Dylan or a John Denver or a Beatles tune.
Okay, so classic.
Yeah,
Something. All right.
and which give Justin a metric fuck ton of credit. I mean, his editing and post work on his show is actually phenomenal.
Yeah.
And so it all has a beautifully seamless transition. Then you get Travis talking. What's up, guys? It's a Drunken Halo, which I'm almost verbatim. That's what it is. Meanwhile, you've got Justin's over here and he's easing the volume down for, or he might even do that in post. I would say
I think
it's pretty the
I'm pretty sure he does it
transition.
live.
Okay, so either way, so he does that pretty transition. They argue over like whether this is John Denver or Bob Dylan or whoever, and
It's always John Denver.
yeah, and then they go into whatever subject they're doing. I'm waiting. I wish they actually would hurry up and get their shit together, because I'm supposed to do another episode with them on the Halo Book Club episodes, which we're supposed to do First Contact.
I
Whenever
thought
they
you're
get
supposed
around
to
to
do
it.
Contact Harvest.
Oh, Contact Harvest. That's what it is, not First Contact.
I'm not even part of this, and I know.
Whatever.
First Contact was a Star Trek.
Yeah, or Contact Harvest. It's essentially the same fucking thing.
You should get on to start talking about Star Trek.
I mean,
We had an argument over Destiny in our Xbox Live gameplay over, was it Klingons versus the Enterprise? Who would win that? That was a fun
It
conversation.
was a dumb conversation. Everyone knows the Vulcans would come in and wipe everyone out.
so about this Destiny thing.
Which one? Did I?
The fact that
I wanted to shout out what I. Did you see what I called the episode?
yeah, Reefer Madness.
Reef or
Nice.
Madness. 420.
It actually
guys.
was one of my favorite movies from college.
Reefer Madness.
Yes. There's a musical to that too. That's really good.
Oh wow.
Well, I don't know about you guys,
It's like a parody.
but after watching that little teaser trailer, I could not be more excited for this release.
I've got a large Destiny boner over that trailer.
I didn't see a raid, so I'm pissed.
Go back to freaking Reddit.
No, I'm excited. It was like 30 seconds long, but they packed so much shit in there. It's good.
There's a lot.
There's a lot of shit. There's new we might as well get into this. We talked about this already if you're watching the live stream, but if you're lacking and you weren't and you're listening to this after, you're going to hear it
Slackers.
right now. So Switch was confused and he thought it was exactly like the tower again, but I don't think it is. From what I can tell, I think it's a whole different layout, and I think it's all new vendors. I think it's the same kind of thing. Like you're gonna have whatever your postmaster right there and your bounties right, nearby. I wonder if they'll have the Vanguard there or if you have to fly back to the tower. That's gonna be super annoying if it takes you like an hour to get set up before you start.
Well, I would say given that it is probably going to keep to some form of continuity to a storyline, but believe it or not, it does exist in Destiny.
There's a story?
That Vanguard is going to stay at the tower. They're charged with protecting the tower, so
Okay.
they're not going to move to the Reef.
So
I don't think you.
What's the new guys? Osiris. Drawing a blank. What is it?
You should in this one you should
Trials
have
of
Osiris. I would say I think you'll have Alpha Lupine, and there's one more that will probably be there. That will be. See, if you read your Grimoire cards, you'd fucking know who we were talking about.
I know you're
Vendors?
talking
Are
about,
you
but I
talking
don't
about-
know
You talking about
who's
vendors?
going to be on this tower. So
One other I can't even talk. One other vendor that's confirmed as a fallen vendor. I don't know what faction he is or what.
He would have. I guarantee he's going to be under House of Wolves, because, I mean, you've essentially, when you do the Nexus Strike, not
Yeah.
the Nexus Strike, excuse me, when you do the Earth Strike,
no, you're talking about the Archon Priest, which is
no, hang on, no, when you do the Earth Strike,
Okay.
and you're dealing with the Servitor,
yeah,
that Servitor is the head of the House of Devils.
right.
Okay.
So you're essentially canceling them out when you finish the Earth Strike.
Again
And then when you
again.
go on and you do the Venus Strike, which is one where you're dealing with the Archon Priest, he is what was believed to have been the successor to the House of Wolves before the Queen ran him out. So you're Xing him out. So what you're going to be dealing with in this new campaign is whoever is wanting to replace the Queen that believes that they are of the same stature and rank as the Archon Priest is in that strike. So I personally think that you're the eventual issue that you're going to be dealing with is got to be the brother. They have got to expand the Queen's brother storyline in this, because he's, they're
That's-
so.
Well, it's mentioned in the Grimoire cards that he's kind of the Reef society is very matriarchal, and that the Queen holds all the power, and kind of that he's a bit of an oddball in that he's a male, and then he's kind of his angle on things is not well known. He's her head spy master and kind of her head bodyguard at the same time, but his behind the scenes politics, nobody really knows. Is he really on her side, or has he got his own angle on things, as just maybe to try to swing power away from her? You kind of see that play out a little bit in the gameplay too, where when you go to get the Gate Lord's eye, he's kind of all, why are we helping these guardians out? Why are we doing anything to benefit them? And she's kind of like, if we were to how we judge them, what it also kind of shows what we're up to as well. It shows our own ambitions. So she's a very guarded person herself. I'm looking forward to the story of kind of what went wrong that she lost the Fallen.
Yeah.
Well, not just the Fallen, but I mean, she lost that whole house.
Yeah.
Of the House of Wolves, which is essentially a chapter or we, so far to my knowledge, we've only dealt with two houses within the campaign. We've dealt with the House of Devils and the House of Wolves, and the House of Wolves is far and above more powerful than the House of Devils. We pretty much wipe them out at the beginning of the game when you deal with the Earth Strike, and you come across the House of Devils on. You deal with the House of Devils a little bit on the moon, but you see more of the House of Wolves. The big difference is the two types of Fallen that you'll see. Your House of Wolves will be trimmed in blue in their armor, and the House of Devils will be trimmed in red. And I think there's a green trim, and I think you see them on.
That's who the new vendor
Venus.
is. That's who the new vendor is. That's on the Reef. He's a Fallen. He's wearing green. He's some new faction, something.
Well, if I remember correctly, you see them pop up. You see them pop up on Venus from time to time, and you see them back over. If you're doing a patrol, and you go and you take your normal route, like you're going to go away from the strike direction. So where you land, instead of going left towards the strikes, you go right towards the city.
This is on Venus.
This is on Venus.
So you're going towards what me and
The rough neighborhoods.
Riker's going towards the Everchest.
Yes, you go towards the Everchest. Very good. And you go all the way to the end right there where you deal with that servitor in that room.
Yeah, it's
okay.
The Everchest.
The Everchest. And you make a left right there, and you go back towards what would be the entrance to the Black Garden, or not the Black Garden, excuse me. The steps.
Yeah, you go towards the steps. There's the hole in the wall where you go down into the.
Right.
I guess it's like a little library thing.
No, you go past that.
Okay.
You go past that. You go to the next, and you take the next left, and it brings you around back up in there.
Okay.
But anyway, back up in there, you come across whatever those green trimmed guys, and it really pisses me off that I can't remember what house they are. But they're a third house that you see somewhat, and given the fact that he's a vendor now, gives you an idea of how these guys are how you're gonna deal with these guys. So apparently, if he's a vendor of some sorts, that house is going to be some form of an ally of sorts, kind of like
to the queen,
I guess, to the queen or to the tower in general, or to the guardians, And
I'm kind of curious. Maybe there's going to be a choice in this whole thing of, do you side with the queen or the fallen? Like, is that going to be a thing?
Oh my god, I hope so.
Maybe that'd be cool.
An opportunity to choose the horde. I am fucking there.
What'd you say? The whore? Yeah, I'm going with the queen
horde,
too.
It's a WoW reference,
Oh,
you
okay. I thought
you console gamers wouldn't understand that reference. See, that's a World of Warcraft reference.
For the horde.
You say so.
Big shout out to Jim, by the way.
No, I would choose the queen all day, every day.
All day, every day. That's me.
Yeah, I would definitely rock with the queen too, because her story is going to get so much better. I think we're really going to see, if you follow her storyline, she is, you understand that the Awoken are, a previously human.
Yeah, they're previously human, and then the I guess being in space, whatever it has altered their appearance and their abilities.
And they're very close-minded. They've been stuck out in the reef since the time of the
collapse.
The collapse. So they've been cut off. You're just now starting to make contact with them.
Yeah, they were part of the group of humans that ran from Earth right during the collapse, and they got stuck.
Mm-hmm. So I'm really looking forward to seeing where the story goes. They're opening up the reef. That's already been talked about. I open up the reef to the Guardians, is the quote from the Queen. So you've got that to deal with. If you look at your grimoire cards, you'll see that Saturn, Jupiter, and Mercury are there in your grimoire, but you don't really have that much information on it. You know that Mercury is now a machine, and outside of that, Jupiter and Saturn, there's not a lot of information there.
Well, and I guess to expand on that a little bit is that even during the Golden Age, we didn't have a whole lot of, I guess, from what they have learned about the Golden Age in the game up to this point, is that we hadn't traveled a whole lot outside of the reef.
Right.
And I think part of that's just that because of the collapse and stuff, this is kind of the Guardians are like the first humans or the first people to really, I shouldn't say human, first group of people to really have traveled outside of Earth. They're the first ones that have kind of been able to branch out and to go exploring and see what's out there. So
we're definitely going to see
the Queen's
that
Reef.
Story come in. Do what?
We're going to see the Queen's Reef. She's going to open it up, show everyone.
Yeah, baby.
Spread it, baby. I hope so. Now there's another thing that I hope that really gets expanded on in this part is, you deal with, at the end of the campaign, you deal with the stranger, and the first thing that you notice about the stranger is that she's an exo,
but she's not a guardian.
And she's not human, and so you know that she's an exo because she's similar to what your class is if you decide to play an exo class. I really think what's going to happen is not only are you going to get to see this new storyline with the Reef, I really think you're going to get to explore more with the exos.
I wonder
Either you'll see it.
She has to have like a master or something, somebody that programmed her,
a controller
in the beginning.
Well, the exos were left over, kind of like security robots. From my understanding, they're kind of
I thought they were programmed at first to be security robots, and then they reset them and erased all their memories, so none of them remember that. And they reprogrammed, and now you have exos that are guardians, and then you have exos that are just like an everyday pretend to be a human and run around in the city robot.
Well, if you notice,
but they were like sentient now, like they were an AI.
They are sentient, and what's really interesting about them is if you look at a lot of, especially if you're in the tower, and you go up and look at the guy at the map, and the different exos that are there, they always have a number at the end of their name, and current belief is right now is that number is how many times they've been reset. So like the map maker, I think, is whatever his name, like
99
map maker 42. So and right now the current, and he's even referenced the gunsmith. The gunsmith is like in the 30s, I think, is his last name. And if you stand by the gunsmith and just let him just
Rambo,
talk,
yeah.
he talks about previous experiences, and he even makes a reference about this is the 31st time that I've done this. So it's
Oh,
that
yeah,
you
I
definitely
have
get
heard
the
him say that.
yeah, just fucking stand there and set the control in it. I do a lot of that when I'm waiting on you fuckers to get ready for the raids. That I just go by and stand by a character and just stand there
There's
and
some
wait
cool
to see what he
banner
says.
out of stuff. The cryptologist, I don't know, Master Raoul. He has some cool stuff to say sometimes. I've sat by him just because I'll be at my vault. I'm right there by him, and I've listened to some of the things he's talked about. So it's always been interesting to listen to.
The Cryptarch is really good. For some really interesting insight, go and stand by the 3 factions, the different representatives for New Monarchy, Dead Orbit, and Future War Cult.
Yeah.
They have some interesting banter as you're standing by them as well, talking about what they want out of this whole ordeal. As a proud member of the New Monarchy, we're all about establishing a new government and moving forward from where we're at, because and moving together as a collective whole. And it's really neat. I mean, seriously, give it a chance.
I'm just thinking about the fact that I'm Future War Cult. I'm just like, fuck your government.
But definitely give it a chance, because it's actually pretty cool. Another one that I like to go and listen to when I'm bored is the shipwright, the chick that you
Amanda,
go whatever.
I don't remember her name.
Yeah.
Amanda something.
Yeah, she seems. There's been a couple of times where I've gotten the impression that she's not overly thrilled about having to deal with the Guardians.
I don't think she's overly thrilled about her job.
Yeah, and you actually kind of get that impression. So
I don't do enough
anyway.
standing around, apparently.
no, you don't.
You need to.
You don't. Yeah.
I just get right to it and I leave and then I wait for you guys to be done.
So you're more like a wham bam, thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, I mean, I've
Wham bam, thank you, officer.
yeah, I've done plenty of business with the shipwright. I didn't sit there and listen to her banter on afterwards. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, come on now. You got it. That's part of the deal. Part of the deal.
We had no deal. I paid her.
You pay up front or something?
And I pay after.
Remember, you don't pay him for sex; you pay him to leave.
I got no comment on that one.
So
speaking of,
but I definitely wanted, I know we're touching on Destiny right now to do, getting ready for the new releases and the big updates. I really want to do some more, some storyline fluff episodes, because the more and more I read into, their stories and go through their Grimoire cards, Bungie has a story for this game.
Oh yeah.
It is hidden. You have to really want to. You really have to want the knowledge to go get it. And I mean, honest to goodness, with the Destiny app for the phone, when I'm sitting bored, when I'm on the shitter with nothing to do, I do throw. I'll scroll through the fucking Grimoire cards.
Wow, I didn't know you could
Just
read
keep
it
this
on there.
Yeah.
Just think. This is how Destiny's story works: is that you have to be on the shitter for you to appreciate the story. I'll just let that be a thing.
It is. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I really like the Destiny story. It's a really cool story.
Can you read it to me, Q? Can you call me every night and read it to me?
Ooh, bedtime story time.
If you want me to. There's actually some really cool stories. My favorite story that I found so far is Jacob Hardy, which he's when you play the opening credit of the game and the 3 astronauts are stepping off out of the lander onto Mars. Jacob Hardy is the one that is the first one. He's the Neil Armstrong of the Mars, and he says, "We're stepping into a headwind." And it's another one of those like.
Please tell me that's not his first words on the Mars.
It was, and what it was is, and it even talks about it in the storyline. He's, we're in a headwind, and it's meant solely as a, hey guys, be careful when you come down. The wind is blowing at you when you step down, and then it's being interpreted kind of like that one small step for man kind of story. It's being interpreted as, we're making this big step forward, and it is working against us. The progress is being pushed back against us while we're trying to do it, and it's really fucking deep. And that one is my favorite story on the Grimoire cards.
There's also a theory going on about that too. About you told me about this, but I watched the intro again after this of the camera there does a couple different takes. I think you're saying like 3 or 4 different kind of angles of the same event, and there's a theory floating around the internet that this is not the first time we've done this, and it's probably the second or third time we have done this. That we've been here before on Mars, and we've landed here before, and it's kind of like an echo in time that you're seeing when you're doing that. Which I've kind of got a theory on that the Vex can control time and space. So there's a thinking that maybe the Vex are messing with us a bit on what's transpiring. Like maybe part of Destiny's story that hasn't been touched on a whole lot, and this is I'm reaching here, but maybe it's kind of you're fighting not only against the enemies that you see, but maybe against kind of an unseen threat of the Vex kind of keeping things locked in this own little time and space that you're in. That you're also trying to fight your way out of that as well.
The Vex are going to play, if they keep to the storyline, the Vex are going to play a very, very pivotal role in this whole idea of, time and space.
I hate the Vex.
I do. And well, even they talk about it in the game, the Vex cheat.
The Vex do cheat. They can. It's just so many things that they can do. I mean, when you have I don't even want to call them a race because they're not a race per se in the sense that they're
Are they?
They're fucking robots. They're not a race.
Yeah, but who are they? Just AI? Because they don't even act like AI. They act.
They have a hive brain.
Yeah.
So no, they're not. They're like the Borg.
But who's the
There's
brain behind the hive?
I think it's in the last couple of missions of the game on Mars when they're talking about dealing with the Vex. There is a possibility, and when you're in that one, I'm really bad about knowing which level it is, but when you're in the computer lab, when you go down in Venus, or as it might be, I'll take that back, it's on Mars, and you're dealing with understanding about the Vex, and there's Dr. Shim.
That's on Venus. That's the archive.
Okay, you're in the archive. If you listen more carefully, there's a comment about being that Vex are biological. If you want my like super Destiny conspiracy theory, all right, my super, and I swear it's even referenced in the fucking Grimoire card, so you fuckers can just mark it down now. The Vex are humans in the future. Mic drop, boom, right there.
I don't think it's a mic drop as much as I think Oreo just went.
You should pick the mic back up and be like, "Nah, I'm just kidding." Does that make
no?
sense?
I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious. That's what it is.
How are the Vex humans in the future?
All right, so if you think of machines, all right, machines are very analytical.
Yeah.
They're very single direction. They understand that they're only logic. They're only if then this, right?
Yeah.
Okay, if that's the case, why are they worshiping Atheon like a god? Why? Why would Vex have a religion? Machines would not have a religion.
And they're worshiping in the Black Garden.
In the Black Garden,
they're prostrating over the heart of the Black Garden.
Very good. Why would they do that? Why would a machine have a religion? Why would machines worship another thing? Because a machine would be able to understand that there is no God. Humans have developed a religion.
I don't know. Hang on. Siri, is there a God?
I mean, but seriously, think about that. I mean, think about that on a very deep level. This is why I say that Bungie actually created a really good storyline with this.
Yes, Oreo, there is a God. It's Apple.
But do you understand where I'm coming from with this?
Yeah.
I mean, do you see it?
Well, I guess my counterpoint to this whole thing would be that you could program said machines to worship whatever the fuck you want them to.
But why would you do that? Why would you spend computation time and computation energy to worship something when we're more power?
Maybe the creator wanted to feel special.
Who's the creator?
Well,
you telling me
that in the first place? Maybe he looked like maybe he looks like Atheon now.
I guess, and this is my ignorance here, showing a little bit of. I mean, we're never really told in the game, and I don't know if it's. I'm gonna lean on Kier a little bit for the Grimoire card part of this, but the Black Garden mission, you kill the heart. It's never really explained what the heart is. Like what. I
haven't explored deep enough into that part of the Grimoire cards to be able to give you an answer yet. I will get you the answer though.
I'm curious because because the Vex were. I mean, when you get into that cutscene, the Vex are all sitting there, all like, whoa,
yeah, with their arms out
over the heart. So I'm just kind of curious what. I mean, there's 3 statues there that are of their Vex. I mean, they're Vex statues. Like what? Why?
It's part of their religion. I've got to do some more investigating, but I mean, it is connected to Atheon. And it is connected to the Vault of Glass because it's referenced in the beginning of the Venus missions that there's something about a Vault of Glass.
Yeah, no, they mentioned that in that archive mission too. That there's a Vault of Glass and there's a damn map to it that, for whatever reason, we don't get to see.
And it's locked out of time. I'm telling you, Bungie.
I don't know if Bungie went this deep. I think Bungie just trolls and just like searches on Twitter and Reddit, and they're just like, "Holy shit, that's deep! Come here, guys, come here. We're gonna run with this. We're gonna go with this."
I think Bungie does a lot of time on Reddit and goes, "You know what? We didn't know we'd done this. We're gonna use it."
Yeah, I didn't know we were such faggots. 834 people call us faggots.
I definitely see where Firefox here is in the chat. I definitely see where he's coming from on this, and I have to agree with him. If you since you're not in the chat, I'll read it to you.
I can't see this.
He says, if Christopher Nolan can have humans from the future save to Matthew McConaughey, then I can believe it. So there you go. I mean, me and
Christopher Nolan. Okay.
Oh, so Bungie's working with Nolan. I got you. Okay.
JJ's busy. All right.
Spielberg's not doing anything anymore, so
Well, he's still doing Nightfall stuff, supposedly.
yeah. Well, he's with 343, so that instantly makes Bungie go, yeah, fuck you.
Yeah, well, we all have our drawbacks.
Huh.
343, never forget.
I don't know. We're gonna have to go over this again once the new Reef is revealed, and then
Yeah,
we
that's-
can. I'm gonna go stand around at the Reef immediately and listen to all the banter. How are you gonna understand the Fallen dude though? The Fallen vendor. They don't speak English, do they?
No, it's kind of like the.
I'm sure somebody
I-
does. I'm sure it's like Klingon. Somebody speaks Fallen.
Well, there's bound to be some form of translation because the Queen and the House of Wolves, they do understand each other.
Well, I mean, Halo lore here is leaving me, but the elites, I mean, they didn't exactly speak English for part of
No,
that.
they learned to speak
Yeah,
English.
well, but like for banner stuff in the game, that all the time that you were near them, did you hear them speaking English? So
You
like the
didn't-
grunts, the most thing
in-
out of the grunts you'd ever get was devil.
Yeah,
So-
That
you-
doesn't mean they don't
they-
speak English. Have you ever been to a Mexican market? When you're around, they don't speak a word of English. That doesn't mean they don't speak it.
That's true.
So
I
you're,
think it's one of those. I mean, like
It's
any other.
even it's even I mean when it comes to Halo, they it's referenced in the books that they did have a couple of different alien species that they were about. We need to understand what they understand so we can understand them, so we can like, yo dog, I heard you understand. But I mean they had the engineer, or the engineer class of the Halo guys, they're of the Covenant that. Whew, this whole idea about doing Drunken Destiny, it's approaching,
we're there. We're on the cusp.
but
You,
we
shoot.
definitely have got to do more Halo lore stuff. Or, I mean, excuse me,
Destiny?
Destiny lore stuff.
Now you've got my brain just going on why the fuck are the Vex have a religion? They don't have a religion, but it's weird what you were saying. They're bowing down.
Yeah,
They're
they're
worshiping.
They're worshiping the Black Guard, the heart of the Black Garden. They were all about, like, they've been there so long in that worshiping stance. They had moss and stuff growing off of their arms. Like, they were
Huh.
devout.
I love the fact that I have the two of you thinking about that now. You're going to have
What
to
if
start really
they're
thinking.
they're not? Technically, that's their like the droids in Star Wars. When you shut them off, they fold up. Technically, that seems how the Vex fold up to shut off, and then
Well,
when
I
they
mean, if you-
activate and turn
well,
back
But
on,
the Vex,
they come
but
back
the
up.
Vex, and entering the Black Garden were shut off. We're all standing up. The ones that you get to the actual heart
Yeah.
were in that weird knee. They're near one knee down. Like there, yeah,
They're
all-
prostrate.
Yeah,
They are.
they were all spread out and like I don't know.
Hmm.
I don't know how to describe it. Like I wish I could show you a screenshot of this
Uh.
because it's a weird stance they're
Yeah, I
in
know
for where they're at.
Yeah, because I don't know now. Now I'm confused what to think because I've always thought of each faction as there's one leader over all of them, and it's a hierarchy all the way down to the lower guys. And then I thought
That works.
I thought of
the Fallen
Vex.
work that way.
Yeah, I thought of the Vex as there's still a leader, but he's pretty much all that's left. He's controlling them through the hive mind, and they're pretty much on autopilot all the time. But he can download whatever information whenever he wants, and he's so far ahead in technology. It doesn't have to be a he. I'm just saying he. It could be just an AI intelligence that's so far ahead in technology, can warp space and time, can control an entire hive army. He maybe, I don't know. But then when you say they're kneeling down.
The Vex are the collectors from Mass Effect. Like the Vex are the collectors.
Yeah.
like there's the one collector that controls all of them.
Yeah. That's how I've always thought of them.
Well, I agree with that. The Vex do work on a collective hive mind.
Well, they are a hive mind, and
Yeah.
the Nexus are the
The
Nexus.
Nexus are the controllers.
Yeah.
Now, but here's the thing: is as far as we know right now, the Atheon was the one that controls the Nexus. They all come back and they all, in a sense, Atheon is the pinnacle of Vex. It's not who they worship, but it is the pinnacle of the Vex. It also coincides with the oracles. There hasn't been a lot of information, at least not to my investigating yet, that there hasn't been a lot of information on what the oracles are that you see in the Vault of Glass.
If anybody knows that, in the chat,
Yeah,
hit
if you
that-
do,
hit us up on
fantastic.
that.
Because I'm going to start investigating this, because right now I've been spending a lot of time with the House of Wolves and getting to understand how they work, because we've got this upcoming the
Yeah.
upcoming expansion.
I've always
But-
thought the oracles are just like a piece of technology that's like an EMP, but it's not an EMP. It releases just
It just fucks you over.
yeah, it releases
I think it
like
goes
a
deeper than
poisonous
that.
gas when it blows up, but it could go deeper. I mean, I don't know how far Bungie is purposely going.
I think what we're going to see out of Bungie is, especially for Destiny, we're going to see the exact same level of depth that we saw with Halo when Bungie had their hands on it. We're going to see a great story, as we've kind of like parodied, picked on, made fun of, yeah, you have to leave the game to get it. And
There's a story in Destiny.
exactly. And that, a lot of people are like, oh, I didn't think there was a story. Yeah, there's a story. Read your grimoire cards. Yeah, you have to go off site to read them. I get that. I do think that's kind of shitty. But given the amount of information that they're cramming into the video game, yeah, push the story out, put the story on a separate server somewhere else, and put me more information for gameplay. Totally okay with that, because I don't have a problem sitting on the shitter and reading fucking grimoire cards, and seeing the story. And there's a couple of guys on YouTube that do a wonderful job in telling the story and explaining how it all works. And I'm not gonna joke with you guys. The idea of Vex being human, that's not my idea. Totally not my. I wish I had the ability to claim that this was my idea, and it's totally not my idea. I heard it from Sir Wallen on YouTube. If you're listening, I hope you are. We love you. We love you a long time. I'll touch your penis if you want me to. But I'm not the one that came up with that idea, but it's a very reasonable way of looking at it when you talk about the Vex are able to move not just through space, but through time as well. And this whole religion thing definitely makes me feel like it's some form of biological idea, that
I still think it's a shutdown mode where they just automatically face a certain direction and they pull a pose. I don't think they're actually worshiping anything.
So they just happen to be shut down and prostrating in front of this big black pulsating orb. It just happened to happen right there. They all just kind of went, "Yep, they're done right here."
I could give you the idea of it being in shutdown mode if, when I think of something, especially a machine shutting down, as logical and how machines work. When a machine shuts down, it's going to compress itself into the smallest space possible for storage.
Yeah.
When like your reference for the droids from Star Wars. They shut down, they close down, and they go from standing 6 foot tall into an area that's like 2 feet tall. But when you look at the Vex do kneel down, but they've got their arms spread out like this.
Maybe what it is in the original Vex design, they had solar panels on the palms of their hands. And they haven't rewritten the code, but there's a new power cell now, and they don't have to use solar panels anymore. I mean, this is how conspiracy theories work, Q. I can make anything work just like you can make anything work.
So that new power cell is that big white orb that I shoot at when they come running at me.
Cell. If they still had solar panels, you wouldn't be able to kill them unless you hit their palm of their hands. See? So the original design was better. I mean,
I'll give you that.
I'm not saying your idea you're bringing to the table, which isn't yours, whoever it was. It's a good idea, and I understand why you're going with it. I'm just saying I don't know what to believe, and I'm going to flip-flop all over the place until Bungie says something, because it's too hard. Like, we could do this all day, can come up with conspiracies to make any idea fit anything and pick out little tiny details that Bungie may or may not have even actually put in,
You can use anything to support any claim in that game. I mean, it's that open.
That's how conspiracy
works.
works.
And that's the great thing about it.
I mean, I'm just thinking, this is just my thought on the Vex, is that, I mean, the opening part, you walk into the Black Garden. I mean, they're all these Vex. They're just standing. They're just upright. And as you keep walking forward, some non-green ones come at you. That's sort of how the mission starts. But I mean, those are obviously in some sort of shutdown mode as well.
Yeah.
I guess that's my counter argument to you is just, why are those upright when the other ones are in a kneeling position? It just seems to me like it's kind of weird.
Well, I mean, there are different times when you look at
the ones that are frozen and never move.
Yeah,
the ones that never move.
Oh, maybe the EMP blast or something.
You and Q wasted a lot of ammo on.
There's target practice. I mean, I don't know of any other targets.
Well, I mean, it's nothing to say that there's not different levels of their religion. I mean, maybe your ones that are worshiping are on a lower level, that these are the ones that have to worship, are the ones that are standing, or your deacons.
So there's planes now. We're going to start developing planes of worship for the...
I'll give you
that's a very human way of looking at it.
I'll give you the religion crap. If we go back into it, and every shot they shoot never goes towards their god. They never accidentally shoot their god. Then I'll believe, oh my god, these guys are definitely sentient. They understand what they're doing. They never shoot towards their god. They're religious robots.
So someone needs to go stand in front of the black cart during the
Yeah, just stand,
process
and
to
they,
do
they
what
won't
happens.
fire at you. They'll be like error.
But seriously, I mean, it's a fun conspiracy theory
It
when
is. I like that one.
when you
Yeah.
step back and you think about what you're dealing with the Vax, because of the way they act all the way through the Mars missions, all the way through the Venus missions, and all the way through the Vault of Glass. You know, so it's a fun way of considering how the Vex operate.
No, it's a good idea. It's definitely got me thinking. I just have to automatically take the opposite side of whatever you're going for, Q.
That's fine. I mean,
We need some devil's advocacy in here.
I hate the fact that you always want to be wrong, but I mean, it happens to the best of us.
I love being wrong. That's what it is.
You mean right? I feel like you're probably closer to.
No.
Vamp for me. I have to pee.
Again, I'm wrong by claiming
God.
that I love being wrong. So that proves my point. Oh, shoot. Does that prove my point? Because then I'm right. Oh, shoot. How does that work?
I don't know. I'm lost now. Completely lost.
I'm lost too. I think Q's got a little. He's just trying to tie religion into everything he does. He's been, I don't know, he's been approached by the Jehovah Witnesses lately, and they've gotten to him.
Well, the Vex are kind of like the Jehovah's Witness of Destiny. They're always kind of there,
And they're super
and they won't go
creepy
away.
and teleport around. Like, you look out your window, you're like, oh, they're not there anymore. And then you hear a knock on your door.
Fuck.
Damn it. I gotta answer the door naked. I think I told you that story, didn't I?
No, I have not heard the story.
I swear
you
I-
answered the door naked to Jehovah's Witness?
No, I didn't. I will if they ever come to the door, because I was told by a buddy of mine that did it. Jehovah's Witnesses always kept coming to his door, and I guess one morning he woke up and he has a sliding glass door. And
Nice.
So to get them to never come back, and it's the morning. He has morning wood, so he
Hey,
answered the
baby.
door naked. And they said, okay, have a good day, and they left and never came back. So if you have a
Jehovah's Witness problem.
Yeah.
There's your answer.
there's the repellent. That's all you need. Oh, Q's back. Shh, quiet. Can't talk about it.
You said you guys said that you wanted to do Drunken Destiny, so
Yeah,
I had to
drunk.
break the seal.
Oh, you gotta go. Okay. What is this? Like 17th beer today?
We're on beer 4. I think this is 4.
Beer 4. We need
He's-
we need the drinking games. I remember they did that on Drunken Hill. Every time Oreo was wrong, take a drink. Oh shit! Now that'll get people smashed.
I'd be hammered.
Yeah, here in a second.
Yeah, I
All
guess
right.
it's enough about the Vex for one episode.
Yeah, considering we're supposed to be doing the
Wow.
Fallen.
Yeah. Well, the Fallen have a much. The Vex I think are more fun because the Fallen do have a much more. It's a hierarchy based on very. I mean, you have Dreg and you have
Well, let's come up with the
Vandals and
conspiracy.
Captains, and that's
Q, what's your conspiracy for who's leading the Fallen? Who's their god?
they don't really have a. Like, they're very.
I don't-
They're not the Cabal military like style, but they're close.
I don't have a who's leading who conspiracy theory for the Fallen,
I'll just.
but I do have two standing conspiracy theories that these are my own. I did not,
Oh,
you know,
here we go.
if they're correlated somewhere else, it's a mere coincidence. I don't.
He stole these.
No, honest to goodness, I didn't steal these. Number one, your Vandals are Fallen equivalent to Guardians.
Yeah.
Take a look at the armor; it's real fucking close. That's conspiracy theory number one.
Maybe they're just scavengers and they're taking armor off of Guardians.
I'm with
likely.
you on that one.
It's likely, but that
I'm not buying this whole Fallen or Guardian bullshit.
so
They're,
you
I
totally
agree they're on the level of, well, I don't know if they're on the level of Guardians. There's too many of them for them to be the level of Guardians.
No, the Guardians
I
have
think
one
the
big
captains would be like a guardian to the Fallen army, but I don't think, you know what I'm saying, on the same level.
Well,
of,
we've got the one up card. We can be we can't die. We're immortal. They're not.
yeah.
Well, I have a conspiracy. My second conspiracy theory ties into that.
Oh, here we go.
My
Okay.
second conspiracy theory is very simple. The Fallen are chasing the Traveler simply because the Traveler left the Fallen to be with whatever you have from Earth. That the light that the Traveler brings was taken away from the Fallen. And you think about the name, the Fallen. So at one point in time, they were the unfallen,
What,
the standing,
risen then?
the risen, or the above level. I mean, when to have that name, the fallen, just kind of just implies that they were once a
Great race.
great race
Okay.
or a good race or at least an upstanding race. No pun intended.
And the Fallen
to
is
be
their
able to-
nickname that everyone just calls them now.
Yeah, well,
those are the
for
Fallen.
them-
They lost their wood.
Yeah, they lost their stature or they fall in wood. Switch is so funny. But
He's pretty funny.
yeah, it happens. But that whatever's good standing that they had, they no longer have just simply because of their name. So why did they fall? How did they fall? What happened to them? The fact that they're
maybe that'll be discussed in this new expansion.
I hope so, because I think that's the next step. Is we've spent a lot of time with the Vex and even the Cabal. We've not.
Yeah.
Once your character leaves Earth or leaves the moon and goes to Venus, you don't really talk about the Traveler anymore. And you don't really okay, what's this with the Traveler? I mean, this big fucking ball of thing that's over the last great city of humanity, and you don't really talk about that anymore. So hopefully that's what is explored within the House of Wolves is what is the Traveler's connection to the Fallen. And I really think that at one point in time there was a choice made, the Traveler made between the Fallen and Earth, and the humans, or whatever you want to call the three classes: the humans, the Exos, and the Awoken. What the fuck are you laughing about?
Just imagine you up on a soapbox in the city with a
a
Bible out, and you're wearing a robe, and the Traveler once made a great choice between the Fallen and the humans.
He's like this. He's like the speaker. Okay, like the speaker's kind of that guy of. Oh, I speak for the Traveler. Really?
If
so
you
who
read
the fuck are you?
If you read the Grimoire cards, the Grimoire cards make reference that it says there are people that commune with the Traveler.
Well, what do they mean by commune? Do they go have sex
Prophets.
with it, or?
Oh, here we go back to religion again. The prophets.
We're back to religion. Are they a
The
prophet or whatever?
speaker
Because
is a prophet.
So the Traveler's Jesus.
Hang on a second.
I hope not.
Then who is the Traveler's father?
we're back to the Vex thing.
Yeah, we're back to the
time and
Vex.
space thing.
Yeah. But no, I mean, as far as we're concerned in the game, there's only one person that communes with the Traveler, and that's the speaker.
But if you read okay, here's my conspiracy theory on the Traveler. I love interrupting Q so he can take a drink.
Do it more often then.
To me, even though it's like an advanced city, I think in all the chaos and everything, stories and just bullshit started to come about. Like back in the day, Indian stories, around the fires as they put together tents and everything, as they were throwing back together the city and trying to rebuild and have plenty of sex and recreate and
yeah, baby,
make this great city. And the Traveler is like the chief of the Indians, and he's making up all these stories that has no proof. That's just his big ball sitting in the middle of the city. There's no proof that shit did anything. They're like worshiping the sun. Oh, great sun that brings us the light during the day and heats us and helps our crops to grow. I'm sure if you read through the Grimoire cards, the Traveler will help your crops to grow if you worship it and do a Traveler dance. And to me again, I never realized how much religion was in this game. But here we go, secret messages.
No, it was just it was another post on the Destiny Facebook page saying that all equipment gets upgraded to level cap 34.
Not all of it if you upgrade it. I'm thinking
all previous raid armor.
Yeah, if you upgrade
it. All previous raid armor weapons go upgraded to 34. That's a thing now.
There's a from what I've heard, the way I've heard it broken down from the new trailer is we'll get off of religion finally. Thank you, Q, for bringing in a new topic. There's a new vendor.
Like a religious topic.
Will have a new currency of some type that you can only go to the Reef, and you have to go to him, and it'll be kind of like how you go to Zur to upgrade an old exotic. It'll be like that.
Yeah.
But there's a new vendor. There's a new robot. And again,
is he only going to be there? Will he be there like Zur, where he's only there on Friday and Saturday?
I believe he's there all the time. I don't know.
Okay, good.
We'll know more tomorrow, which kind of sucks that we're doing this podcast today because they're doing their live stream reveal of the Reef tomorrow.
Yeah, 11 o'clock Pacific time.
Yeah.
In case people are curious, 11 o'clock a.m. Pacific time.
Right when everyone's at work, so don't even worry about it. Everyone's
yeah. I don't think this is. You guys won't have the audio version of this up in time for that, will you? So
no, we won't have anything released until Thursday.
So for those of you listening to the live stream, 11 o'clock tomorrow, Wednesday Pacific time. For those of you who get the download this later, you're SOL. Hope you know about it beforehand.
Go ahead. Go ahead and watch
we'll talk about
recording of it.
Yeah, we'll
don't watch it. Don't listen to it. We'll discuss it next week. Well, they will anyway. I'll watch.
So yeah, I mean, I'm kind of bummed though that they're only given a two level cap, that we're only going to be bumped from 32 to 34.
Only went from 30 to 32 this time.
Yeah, you went from 30 to 32 for Dark Below. It's just like that's such a small leap for the amount of stuff that you're going to be able to do.
Yeah. Well, for how many people still aren't even at 32? I mean, neither of us are even at 32. Switch Jackson
This
is,
fucker
but
right here. Yeah, I'm 32.
I have the gear to be a 32, but I don't have enough upgrade materials to be a 32.
You know what I hear? You know what I hear there? I hear lame.
Well, if all goes well tomorrow in the next raid,
It won't.
all I need
I'm involved. It won't.
all I need is a helmet or a set of gauntlets, and I can be a fake 32.
I don't want to hear what you need. You have a black hammer. You have all you need.
Yeah,
That is
it's
true. Yeah, Swiss
you-
Jackson, how's your black hammer? Oh wait.
I'll whip out my penis right here and throw it on this table.
Yeah, you want to see my black hammer? Stud.
Any of our African American listeners, if you will post a pic
Of your black
and we will
hammer.
call it Black Hammer, we will get that shit on the website quicker than shit.
Hashtag black hammer.
Hashtag Black Hammer, hashtag Switch Can Run Sword. And that's true. Anybody that's listening that is an avid Destiny player, I think we're taking applications for the TNG Scrub Lords.
We are always taking applications for TNG Scrub Lords. Are you kidding me?
We're also taking
Best
suggestions for a better name.
I like the name. Best 3-man fire team in Destiny.
Oh yeah.
And
We'd
bar
like
none.
to make it 4-man, but Oreo's being such a pud.
Why am I a pud? Because I haven't
We're
joined
waiting on
yet.
you to
Waiting
join.
on you to join.
I'm there in all the activities. I'm just not a part of the. I don't take
He's
the name.
ashamed of the name. He's
Yeah.
just ashamed of the name.
You're missing out on the forum discussions.
I go to the clan meetings. I don't wear the sheets.
You miss on half the fun.
Oh,
I guess.
true.
Hey, to be fair, Oreo is the one that lights the giant pine cross. So, I mean,
Yeah.
It's true.
I do the hard work that nobody else wants to.
that's right.
Oh, okay. I think I need a drink. You guys are all taking drinks at the same time. Hang on. I have an empty Sprite bottle. That's not gonna work. Shit. Welcome to Drunken. Oh, wait, hang on a second. Welcome to the Drunken Destiny podcast.
Brought to you by Mountain Dew.
And Chaos Mountain Brewing Company.
Shout out to Chaos.
Shout out to Chaos.
So, what do you think, Oreo?
I had some notes. There
You
was
want to
some-
talk about some Stephen Hawking?
There's something else I wanted to talk about.
Okay, go ahead.
Other than we recovered our like on Facebook.
That's true.
Hey.
Where somebody else just liked the Facebook page. So
Oh, shout out to whoever that person is.
We have another like?
yeah, so we're back up
Spicy.
the one we lost. So screw that guy that left. Unless it was him, he accidentally and he was listening to the live stream. He's like, oh shit, I didn't know.
We've
they were
liked you
doing
all
this.
along. You're a good person.
It's because I'm here.
But if it's not
We
you,
did.
fuck you for
Sure.
leaving. Okay, Stephen Hawking. How does Stephen Hawking tie into Destiny? Let's see. In the future, maybe Stephen Hawking. All right, here's your conspiracy theory. Maybe Stephen Hawking is the mind over the Vex.
There it is. Found it. Yeah.
So I guess I gotta give a shout out to Rikers then. Apparently Rikers
Yeah.
is listening to
Yeah,
the
our-
podcast.
Yeah. Riker is
our-
our net one gain on likes. So.
So Rikers, thanks for listening.
About
And
time,
we really did give a quick shout out because he is the clan leader of the TNG Scrub Lords. So quick shout out to Rikers.
I was talking shit about your
Rikers
clan.
be-
Sorry.
Right. Rikers' beard is the best beard in sci-fi.
So yeah, is that what you're thinking? That Stephen Hawking is the head
Yeah,
of the
maybe
Vex?
Stephen Hawking comes up with a way to live forever.
That's very plausible.
And he is in Vex Heaven with his little computer just typing away. And we
I
need
can't
to
do
contact
that
Stephen
voice.
Hawking and ask why the Vex are holding their palms up to the air.
This is something where I wish I had my Windows 95 computer. I can sit there and the little computer voice that he used to do and go, "I am Stephen Hawking.
So
I am Lord of your Vex."
So before we go, I definitely think we need to touch on the post that you made.
The post that I made?
Mhm.
Uh-oh. Oh, shit.
Talking about the Destiny all week.
Uh-oh. What did I
Um,
do?
If you are listening to the podcast or the live stream right now, you will, and you happen to follow our Facebook page, which you need to, which we'll get to that in a minute. You'll notice that on Wednesday we're doing the raids on Xbox Live. Send us a message,
Yeah, look us up, Swiss Jackson. Got Q Stick over here.
and then
Oreo,
on
obviously.
Thursday we're going to do some Crucible live streaming, which I'll be
Yes.
playing a little bit of Crucible. And then at sometime between 9 and 10 o'clock, or Eastern time, I'm going to sign off and I'm going to play a little Minecraft with the wife because we just downloaded Minecraft for the Xbox One, so she's thrilled about that. And then Friday is the game night shenanigans, which will be
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
And I like how Saturday you have community challenge.
Okay, this
interested.
is what we need to talk about: the community challenges.
Okay.
I
We-
built
we
up
were
all the
waiting
hype
with
and then I let it
anticipation.
fall off. The hype train is totally derailed. I don't know where I was going with
Community
that.
challenges.
So community challenges. Switch loves Crucible. Hashtag Switch loves Crucible.
Oh my God, Switch is all about fucking Crucible.
But I'm now really worried about this community challenge bullshit that you guys are coming up with.
It has nothing to do with you.
You think of that as a dig. I'm sitting there going, thank God.
It's like I don't want to play Crucible.
Community
Don't wanna play
challenges. If you want to, I have some challenges we're gonna do already, but if you want to come up with an idea, what it's gonna be is like, it's gonna be a community challenge from people in the community, but it's gonna be community wide. Like it won't just be me and Q and Switch trying to run Sword. It'll be all of us.
Trying to run sword?
Yeah,
That'd be
trying to run
interesting.
Sword. No, like let's say win a Crucible skirmish match with grenades and melees only.
That'd be fun. I'd like to do stuff like
We have to
Nightfall,
do it as
shotguns
a
only.
fire team though, like all three of it. Yeah, like okay, shotguns only. This match is shotguns only. Go, and then I'll record it and release it on YouTube and see how we do. But you guys have to give us challenge ideas. I know Q wants to do the shotguns only. That's all he cares about.
He's all about a shotgun.
I'll be a shotgun whore. I'll be that guy.
Again, penis compensation.
Hey, it works. So I'm totally about that. That sounds like a ton of fun. Something else that we need to point out that thanks to our likes this week, we are at 61 likes. When we hit 75 likes, we have a cool Pigs Pod T-shirt that we're going to randomly draw and send out,
And
then when
stickers. You get a
and
whole
stickers.
pack.
Oh
You
my
get a whole
God,
pack
tons
of
of
shit.
stickers.
Yeah.
Yeah, tons of stickers, like fucking tons of stickers.
Yeah.
And then when we hit 100 likes, we're going to do the custom game controller where we're partnering with Witherwing Studios, and we're going to do a custom controller of your design or your idea, gamer tag, whatever you want on the controller. It's going to be done up on the controller on a custom skin and sent over to Oreo, where he's going to do custom button controls, the extra buttons, all the cool shit that he can do, and sent out to you when we hit 100 likes. So we've got some shit going down that people need to definitely get to be liking, sharing, and whatever, because we got some cool shit going on.
Yeah, if you're wondering all about the custom controller, I'm working on a video right now to upload on the YouTube page so you can see what mine looks like. The extra buttons, the adjustable hair triggers, the graphics on it, all that stuff. I'll put it up on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/pigspod, which Switch Jackson is not subscribed to. Just
Man,
saying.
get on that shit, dude.
I use YouTube for
Cat
meaningless
videos?
bullshit, but I'll get on it.
He watches cat videos and that's it. I'll put up some cat videos just for
That's about right.
Switch.
So
I'm going to do it right now while I'm sitting here. I'm going to subscribe to your YouTube channel.
So
How's that sound?
there's a funny story. My father, who had been following my reshares of stuff on Pigs Pod,
Oh yeah.
he goes, I tried to listen to last week's episode, which was the Sci-Fi Con episode. He goes, I just can't listen to it. There's just too much cussing. And I said, let me put it to you like this. I don't care if you listen to it, just download it for me. That's all that really matters. Just give me that download. So,
There's too
so the
much
same
cussing.
thing.
When do we swear?
I have no clue. But
When the fuck do we swear in this fucking podcast?
like, I don't fucking know.
I don't
There,
pay
Oreo,
attention to
I
it.
fucking subscribe to your damn YouTube channel.
All right, well you need to. I heard at least one swear in there, maybe
What's swearing?
two.
I don't know what you're talking
Don't
about.
you want Q's father to listen to this? You should tell
Is it
him to
good-
listen to this one. You should tell him, Dad, it's all about religion.
You know, actually, this
Stay out of
episode, this episode was all about religion. It was
Stay
about
out of this,
back
Devin.
religion.
Sit down and shut up.
You should be like, Dad, you'll be proud of me. I came up with I kept bringing religion back into the conversation. I tied it into
Create my
video
own
games.
religion.
Robots are going to be religious in the future.
There we go.
They will worship a big black heart
Stephen Hawking.
So Stephen Hawking.
who somehow finds his way into everything.
Yeah, he does.
He does.
So what do you think, Oreo? You think that's an episode?
I think if you listened all the way through to this, you need to definitely clear your history. You
Clear your
You
history.
want nothing to do with this episode. Subscribe to us on iTunes. Just type in Pigspod. You'll find it. Type in Pigspod anywhere. Type in pigspod.com. Facebook.com/Pigspod. YouTube.com/Pigspod.
Google Pigspod.
No.
Google Pigspod. You can go to RedTube. Type in Pigspod. You can go wherever. Pigspod is everywhere. Follow us everywhere. Got some cool stuff coming up. But stay tuned for Destiny Week. Whole bunch of Destiny shit. I guess everyone that doesn't like Destiny is going to have a real crummy week.
There's people out there that
Nah,
don't like
Star
Destiny.
Wars. Star Wars was last week. Destiny is this week. It's been a good 2 weeks for me.
Yeah, Halo's next week. So if you're looking forward to that, just ignore this week, I guess. We'll be
Sure.
back. We'll be back on Halo next week. There's a whole bunch of new stuff coming out on it. So
Yep.
They got a release date for that yet?
yeah, October 27th
Cool.
for
All
Halo
right.
5.
Yep.
So we've got till then to get to our level 34. Except
All right, Oreo.
in September, the other Destiny DLC's coming out. Blah blah blah. Clear your history.
Bye, Oreo.
Hurry and drink another round, Q. Come on, go. Drink it.
Chug, 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 chug.
Thank you for listening to the Drunken Destiny podcast.
Done.
Done.
Remember, relax the jaw, cup the balls.
It works every
Hashtag
time, man.
Switch loves Crucible.
Yes.
I didn't come up with that
Hashtag
hashtag. That's in the chat. That's Firefox.
That's in chat.
I think Firefox is Brandon
Okay.
Good possibility.
because he said
No,
TNG Grand Dragon.
I like that. So, bye, guys.
Bye.
Thanks for having me on, guys. This is awesome.
It's time to pull out all-nighter. Oh, I'm in my zone when I'm gaming.